Hey guys, what's going on? This is Chris with Comedy Realness with Chris Davis. We got a special episode going on right now. This is my favorite cousin. I'm not ashamed to say that, but Mike McMurtry, also known as Snack the Mac, the cat that you wish was whack, get headed on by most niggas like his bitch was black.
No dog.
Shout out to Haystack. Nashville.
Yeah, we big fans.
Through and through.
East Nashville represent.
So what we're doing today is we're just going to do a comedy riff. I mean, well, maybe comedy, just kind of a podcast. This may be the definition of comedy realness.
Probably so. The exact definition, sir.
The exact definition.
As we tweet to all our fabulous fans.
Right, right. What's your Twitter address?
I really don't know.
See, he's ahead of the curve. We don't even give a shit. But mine is Chris Davis 83 on Twitter, also at Instagram. So what's going on, man?
No, just hanging out, dude. Chilling. Looking forward to this open mic thing tonight, dude.
Yeah, you gonna still do it?
I'm still gonna do it. I'm gonna go. And then like about to get up and run, man. You know. And if you're gonna talk about it, might as well be about it. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm completely down then. All right. Well, I wasn't aware then, so I had to brush up.
It's at Mike /McMurtry or whatever. I guess that's what it is. Just Mike McMurtry on Twitter, man. You can find me. I'm the most handsome dude on there. It says Mike McMurtry.
That's how you know it.
That's how you know, baby.
That's how you know.
Yeah, I currently have a station coming up. I'm going to release. It's Big Mike's Big Mouth. Go figure.
Yeah, that's a pretty good title for it, man.
So it's going to be this sort of the same thing. Opinionated person, doing comedy in a real way. So you know. You do it.
Well, go with it, man.
Yeah, that's all you can do, man. You roll with what you got, and I'm trying to figure it out as I go. So,
that's cool that's what I wanted to talk about. Is why the whole reason I'm doing this is to learn and grow my brand, my social footprint.
Right.
While at the core getting better at stand-up comedy. That's why I'm pretty pumped that you just said that we're going to go do that open mic time.
Right. Yeah, that's the whole point of this.
Right.
Or else we'd be sitting here like watching TV or something.
Right. I mean, I love the playoffs, NFL playoffs, but I love my dream and future more. So
I want to project myself into the future like I didn't ever see myself before. You know what I mean?
Well, with part of that is getting better at doing podcasts and get my Instagram going and well crafted. I use Facebook more for like people that I actually know that I went to high school with and I've worked with, my family and stuff. So I don't really do too. I do have some pretty good quotes on there, but I'm not like.
I'm noticing that too. You don't want to really waste the energy that you come up with on Facebook. Right. You'd rather put it on Twitter or somewhere where people can actually interact with you in a nice way. I use their brain to think about what you're saying.
I had a website called upwardlife.com, and I went through like a media blitz doing that. And I grew my Twitter followers to about 1,500 before I was like...
Right.
I just kind of ran out of steam with the blog because unlike a YouTube channel, it's like you're writing, and the reason I really fell away with it at first really is because of school. Like I had like a school load and I was doing homework basically whenever I would usually.
I think that's probably due. Here's my opinion on Twitter. I think that most people who are involved in social media, they're on Facebook. They're on there just to get gratification, to get likes and feel loved and whatever, and feel special. I think the most intellectual people will go on Twitter. They have a thoughtful thing to say about a certain situation. They'll quote it, and then if they get liked, they'll get retweeted. But that's not really why they're doing it. They're doing it to have a place where it's a place where other people can think like them,
right?
And then promote that same idea in a certain feed. That's why you get these little.
Well, there's such a huge market for it, to be honest, and it's not like
away from the Facebook side of it.
Yeah, absolutely. People with the world the way it is, I think the people are always going to look for something inspirational or something that's funny that brightens their day. Right. That way, or just something interesting, you know what I'm saying, that'll take you out of the mindset that you're in. Get your full face in here for the camera. You're too handsome to be out of the frame. Zach Galifianakis.
Put those 3
retarded
hairs
brother.
right over where they're
Right. See, man, white folks can do a comb over. You ever seen a black man with a comb over?
Actually, yes. That's sad.
I'm not talking about LeBron. Not like a middle fade going
No,
the other way.
A real come over. It's sad.
Yeah, it's really sad.
It looks like a dead skunk. Someone's on his head. Dude. For real, man.
Somebody went hunting or walked through the woods.
We're going to time out just a minute. If you going bald and you get much worse than this right here, just shave it off. Be a man. Just shave it.
Yeah,
it's
that's
okay.
that's what upsets me
It
about
don't
LeBron.
matter.
Now, of course, LeBron is like one of the he's one of the best players ever in the history of NBA. So I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying you got to go the Michael route. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta go Michael route. Just shave that stuff, man.
Shave it, man.
You look better. You'll feel better. Then you ain't gonna even worry about it.
You know how many classy ass black dudes are walking around with just domes, just rocking it? Come on, pull the trigger on that, man.
Yeah, man. Everybody went there. Magic when they all got over. Barkley.
Man, look, I've always had a 5-head.
5-head.
Yeah. Now, I've read something. I'm an Aquarius. My favorite.
You've
my birthday.
always had a 5-head.
Right.
Whoa, dude.
And it said Aquarius's facial
Caesar going back
structures have big foreheads. I don't know how true that is, but I have a big forehead, so I was like, okay, that makes sense.
That's like having big hands and big feet equals a big penis. Yeah.
Right. You got big socks, man. Calm down.
I got big socks. I'm nervous and my socks are too loose. Like this Van Halen video. Where's Waldo?
Yeah, this guy's like a never-ending pit of random music information.
Yeah.
And just trivia. That's the word I was looking for. Music trivia.
Who is that? Me?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
There's a lot of useless knowledge in my head.
Right.
Well, you'll find that out when you talk to me.
Yeah. As you're already understanding.
Exactly.
You want to take a TV timeout here?
Yes, sir.
So what we're basically doing right now is waiting for the podcast version of this to load back up.
Simulcast.
The simulcast. I know, man. Look, we've only been doing this 1 week, and we're already stepping our game up. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was talking about. The journey and the evolution. Before I was so rudely interrupted by bald people. Is that
bald people?
And I ain't hating. Cause
damn bald people.
Sons of bitches.
Sons of bitches.
But the journey of okay, so for all of you who may not know, I am trying to further my hobby of stand-up comedy, because it's something that makes me feel alive. It's something that's completely outside of my comfort zone. It's difficult to do. You're judged immediately, but if you do correctly, it's so gratifying to have like a room full of people that you
get the feedback and you go, okay, that was right, that was wrong, you know.
Yeah, and I'm not hating on anybody who ever goes up there and gives it the old college try.
It takes a lot of guts, man.
Yeah, it really does.
It takes balls. Joey Diaz has an album called "Where Do You Get Your Balls?" or "Where Do I Get My Balls?"
Right.
And it's got a picture of his nutsack on the album. I mean, it takes a lot of testicular fortitude to get on stage and put everything out there and have nobody laugh at you. It's like,
you're just
it's very humbling.
Yeah, you write this thing that you think is funny, like you're cracking up when you wrote it, and you get up there and it just cricket. Like everybody's waiting for you to say the funny thing, and you've written like 3 funny things that you just said, and it's not going over it well at all.
Exactly.
And
you gotta be willing to take the hard shot to hear the silence, the pin drop, and go, well, that sucked. Okay.
Yeah.
But you can't let it phase you. Like I played drums in a band for a little while.
Mm-hmm. And hold on, before you start your story, I'll just say that he's also done stand-up comedy, and he's trying to do more of it.
I'm gonna get back into it here and see
maybe not as much as me because I'm like really pushing for it. But he's got up there and done it too. So he actually is speaking from a point of authority on this somewhat. Just as much as any other motherfucker walks up at an open mic night.
I've at least exposed myself to the ridicule.
Yeah. So you know how it feels to just get up there.
I don't really. You can. I'm really out front with. I'll say whatever, and it don't bother me if you don't like it. Because when I leave, I don't have to see you again.
Right, yeah. And you know what? That's like a really freeing thing to
Yeah, I don't
know
really-
that even if I bomb and just suck tonight, like I just eat ass, it's okay. Like I'm not. Odds are I'm not going to see you again this year next week.
There'll always be somebody that sucked worse than you. Just think about that guy when you think about how bad you sucked.
Yeah, try not to be that guy.
Try not to be that guy, man.
Try not to
You
be
can at
that
least
guy.
go, well, that dude sucked worse than me. I know he did. Cause they even booed him. They told him he had to stop. You know, and I've been stopped before on stage. Jazz and Jokes, they said, okay, come on.
There was an
let's
old
go.
place in Nashville called Jazz and Jokes, and I'll go ahead and tell the story. I haven't told this on
Yeah,
this channel yet.
Go ahead, yeah.
And it was
is
an
great.
eye-opening experience for real. All right, so years ago, I was asked to do comedy by my sister's mother-in-law, and she does stand-up in Nashville. She's a funny woman, Leslie Nash. She drives the Nashville Comedy Tour bus here in Nashville. She's like really good if you've
she's
ever
funny.
seen her.
She's real funny.
She was like, Chris, you should try this. I mean, you're pretty funny, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't know who she was. You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize who Leslie was. She was my sister's stepmom, so I never realized who she was in the city. And anyway, so I go. And I do it for like maybe a year. Like, I feel like I don't remember exactly. But I feel like it was about a year.
Right. And that's when I first started doing it, when you were doing it.
Right.
I did it maybe 4 or 5 times.
And I was good at this. I was going to these white establishments in Nashville. Because that's why, I mean, that's my Leslie's white, so I was like, okay, well, I'll go, you know, whatever. Right. And it's a lot of comedians there. It's just really like they're pulling for you, you know. They're pulling.
Yeah, they
for
want you to do good.
They want you to do good. Okay, so I did that for a while, and I crushed one night in this guy, Ron Mosley, here in Nashville. Also another stand-up comedian. If you're in Nashville, you probably know Ron Mosley in the comedy scene. But he was like, man, you need to come to Jazz and Jokes, man. You killed tonight, blah, blah, blah. I was like, hell yeah, man.
That same night.
Yeah.
He gave me a card, too. He liked what I did. He was like, you need to come, man. I was like, cool. We're about so excited. Like,
right.
We're going to be rich next week.
Yeah, man. We're about to be
my God.
so rich right now.
We're going to be on Jay Leno's show, and then we're going to go to Hollywood and have a Netflix special.
I'll show Jay Leno how to
And
do
we're
it.
going to have a Tonight Show, damn it. Yeah, we thought we was.
Yeah.
Our expectations were very high when we went there. But
well, this is what really happened from my perspective is that I didn't know about black crowds, and we're gonna take another pause out here because he's gonna wrap it up for the audio part, and we're running at 12 minutes, so I'll probably stop it here. I'm not gonna go. We went an hour last time, like nothing, just ripping it.
yeah,
it was pretty entertaining.
Ripping it old school,
and that's what made me decide to put this on Comedy Realness. I know that when I'm at work or whatever, I want to listen to. I just put something in the background where I just hear like podcasts.
Hear two dudes rapping about something.
Yeah, that's something that's I'm trying to be interesting, and I do have stories which I think this is gonna. Trust me, I'm telling this story because it has an uptick at the end.
Right.
But I'll wait for him to. All right,
we're live.
We're back on Big Mike's Big Mouth.
Big Mike's Big Mouth
on Anchor.
Anchor Radio.
Yep, podcast. Check it out.
Check it out, man.
And welcome back, guys, to Comedy Realness with Chris Davis. I'm with Mike McMurtry from Big Mike's Big Mouth. I call him Snack because he's my cousin. I can do that.
Big Snack the Mac, baby. Pop out.
Chicken
nuggets.
So anyway, I found out harshly that a black crowd and a white crowd is different. They treat you differently.
Oh my God,
They expect different things. They're not pulling for you. They don't give a fuck about you.
What's the place down by the park? Springwater?
Springwater, yeah.
Springwater. That was my crowd, buddy.
Yeah.
So like, no offense to anybody at Springwater, you white trash rednecks. You're my people. I love you. And y'all were great. And I did like 5 or 6 minutes. And everything was like, they loved it. They were,
they got a humor.
And so that's what gave me confidence before going to Jazz and Jokes. Because we did that before we went to Jazz and Jokes.
You all up.
I was all gassed up. I want to rip his club up, man. Go ahead. Tell the rest of the story on this one.
So,
man,
it was this was the last time I did it before I did it a couple weeks ago. So it was a talent show or whatever, open mic. It wasn't just comedy. It was like if you do rapping,
you can do whatever. Open mic,
spoken
period.
word, whatever.
It's plain old open mic.
Well, this white
Open
rapper
talent.
gets on stage at this majority black club and goes,
Cardinal rule.
yo, 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 niggas, listen up, listen up.
You don't do that.
And you could hear a fucking pin drop outside of this ignorant son of a bitch.
White boy.
Yeah, please pay attention to these social cues, what you
Can't
can't
say
do.
the N-word.
Don't. Like, it's not going to work out the way you think. And so that's, anyway, he soured the crowd. And it went fucking downhill fast.
That was a bad opener.
Yeah. And it wasn't just him. And actually, the guy that was emceeing it kind of, like, saved the moment because he called him out on it immediately. He can sense the crowd turning.
Right.
Like, he called his ass
There would have been
out.
a riot maybe that
Man,
night.
what? So anyway, we push forward with the show. Somebody goes up. They do all right. But the crowd's still not fucking feeling this shit. And I'm like, I think I might have been one of the first ones or whatever.
He called him right out and called him Bo Duke because he looked like Bo Duke off Dukes of Hazzard.
Right.
He pointed at him and said, "Hey, look here, man." He told him,
Can't.
"I bet you don't say it again." And
Right.
he looked around this guy, and there was like big, tall black fellas like looking at him like, yeah, "Say it
Like,
again.
he obviously,
Say it again. I will
he
paint this
obviously
room
fucked
with
up.
your ass, dog."
He obviously
man.
fucked up. So, long story short,
Messed us all up, man.
one after another, the crowd was out of it. And so I'm nervous because I've never, first off, and Jazz and Jokes is way bigger than these other bars, restaurants, things we were doing. It's like a proper comedy club.
You could do a show there, yeah.
It was by far the largest show I've ever done, and this crowd was pissed. So I get up there and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. And this table full of black dudes starts going,
The slow clap you off, yeah. Man.
and I get pissed. Like, it hurts my feelings because I'm embarrassed in front of like, what, 100, at least 100 people, like 150 people, 200 maybe.
More like two, yeah.
Man.
Remember,
And,
I sucked right before you did.
right. And I'm on stage.
If Sandman would have been there,
Oh, dude,
he
he
would have
would've-
come out and
oh,
hooked me,
yeah,
man,
he
because
would've-
that's what they just. I had them for like a minute, 30 seconds. I had them, and it's like the spool, just like a
Yeah.
big catfish was on my line, and just took all of it and
I
ran.
think I seen Ron actually. I look over and he was just like, get on.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
"Come on, dude, you gotta go."
Yeah,
I
you
was
gotta
like,
go.
"Damn."
Yeah, like move on. Fuck.
Then he made fun of my clothes I was wearing.
Yeah. So then I'm next. So and I bomb, but this table full of guys are like slow time just being rude and loud, and I just start dog cussing them on stage, microphone like in my hand, lights in my face.
Fuck you, man. What you get up here,
fuck you.
motherfucker? Fuck you, man.
think you funny? Blah blah blah. Just completely melt down like fucking.
Both of us-
Cosmo Kramer.
Both of us kind of quit doing comedy for a minute after that.
Man, it hurt my feelings because I was thinking, I'm doing this as
Yeah.
a hobby. Like, I'm not getting paid for this. Like, it just, it sucked all the fun out of it. It's hard to even put in words that what
Guess
it did
what?
to my confidence.
We're back, bitches.
Oh, we're back for 2018. Believe me,
Motherfucker.
because
Kick
what
you in
I've
your
done.
fucking balls, dude.
Oh, trust me, I
You're gonna
have
get- hey.
comebacks now.
You're gonna have a set of testicles up here. Where your fucking
Yeah, you
aneurysm.
might actually save my show. So please.
Hey, man.
But that's not who I am. I just kind of go up there and try to do my thing. You know what I'm saying? I try to memorize as much as I can, which is just going to be part of the journey of getting better, knowing your material, just doing it.
Makes
more
you
and
work
more.
harder, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna be concentrating on not doing so much to do like jokes. We're gonna like try to be real comedians with this shit. Like, we're gonna tell stories. We're gonna be entertaining, and if you look at classic comedians like Richard Pryor, some of the older guys like that, it's not just all about being funny. He's taking you on a journey, like an emotional journey.
Right.
And sometimes you might even tear up at a Richard Pryor concert.
Right.
You know, like when he talks about when he's in
talking real shit.
when he talks about when he's in Africa.
Mm.
He said, "I look around, I see all these black people, and this voice inside my head said, 'Do you see any niggers?' And he said, 'No.' He said, 'Why?' Because there aren't any."
Yeah.
said,
It's,
Wow, and that makes everybody stop and go, "Wow." You know?
yeah. Puts
And he
things in a
said-
different frame.
And then you realize that people in Africa are the same as people all over the world, because people in Africa will fuck over your luggage just like people in Detroit.
The universal principle, like
So,
it's going around.
Then he turns it around and slaps you with it, but he made you
Right.
think for that 1 second. He made
Yeah.
you think about something.
Comedy and oratory in general has a unique
Right.
power to rapture you know, it's a first point to mass media.
It grabs a hold of you.
Yeah, it makes you,
sucks you
it
in.
can change your emotions, your point of view. It's just really impactful.
That's why
form of communication.
The great speakers of like ancient Rome, like
Julius
Cicero, Julius Caesar,
yeah,
they all studied oratory because you had to go to a school and learn how to be an orator. You had to learn how to hold your hands and speak with authority and say things the right way. You know.
Yeah, it was valued
for
sure. It was valued.
Hold your cloak and
yeah. Now if you do that, you're gonna. You're not gonna.
And you had to learn how to use inflection and tone and
right.
boost your voice and make you so silent like you're gonna cry. And modern preachers use this.
Dude, I was just about to say Bishop Walker of Mount Zion in Nashville. He's the president of
Full Gospel Fellowship International.
Yeah, international, absolutely.
Yeah.
He has
so Bishop.
Yeah, showing much love to Bishop because he
great dude, man, great dude.
So what he does, I've noticed, is he'll go start off medium. And then kind of go
hey,
up a
how
little
you
bit,
doing this morning?
And then go low. And like hit you with the word, hit you with knowledge. You're like, da-da-da, telling us his story part. And then he goes, ah.
He'll work you into a lather.
And lather it up. He's masterful at it.
It's like somebody rubbing you constantly with soap suds. You get lathered up the whole way.
And that's the power of oratory. That's the power of stand-up comedy.
At the very end, you get the release, and it's like a flood.
Right. There's a reason that church went from 300, 400 people to 25,000
little tiny little church on Jefferson Street.
Yeah. 3 locations.
Yeah, big locations everywhere, you know.
Yeah, three good sized locations, about 25,000 people in and out. I mean,
but it's because of that. It's because of the power of words.
Words.
Of the spoken word.
And I like to hear myself talk.
Yeah,
so
that's really good for me too.
Yeah.
Wait, listen. Wait.
Man, let me tell you a story. And the great thing about it is that, like, the reason I'm doing my YouTube channel is not because I want to become, you know, XYZ. It's not. I'm a creative person, and I just happen to live in a time where I can express myself.
Where you can.
Yeah.
Just push a button.
Just push a button. I have a YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? It's
so easy. Even I can do it.
Even cavemen can do it.
Right.
So that's what I'm doing. For anybody who wants to judge me and try to put me in a box and say, "What are you doing? You're stupid. Why don't you just go to work, go to school?" And by the way, I am.
He does.
I am. But this is my release of creativity because I can only do so much like work, making paycheck work. There's only so much school I can do. I'm single right now. I'm choosing to be single right now because I just came out of a pretty lengthy relationship. So I'm just like, man, let me just do comedy and
it's called doing
me for a little bit.
Do me
and see where it comes from.
I've never done me. I've always done what somebody else thought of me, or done what I thought people thought I should be doing as me. I've never had a chance to really do me, and me is what I want. Right. It's what I desire. It's what I feel, what I love, what I hate, what I enjoy. Yeah. And so I need to bring that to the forefront of my life, on stage or in my playing drums or my relationships, whatever. I need to bring that everything out of me and make it all me. Because I've hidden myself very well for years because I was kind of awkward, introverted, didn't know how to act, so I acted the way people thought I should.
Right.
On stage, when you're doing comedy, there's no box. You can do what you want. You can be who you need to be. And when you're your natural self, you'll be the best at what you're doing.
That's another reason I wanted to do a YouTube channel, so I can get used to speaking in front of people. Now, obviously, I'm just speaking to a camera right now, but technically, I'm speaking to whoever watches this. One thing I heard, because I
could be 10,000.
I watch videos, YouTube videos on how to successfully grow your channel, whatever. And one thing it says is don't be caught up in the numbers so much.
Yeah.
And I paused there because he was resetting the anchor. But
starting 20 minutes going 20 on
minutes.
in.
Yeah.
Chris Davis, big mic, big mouth. Ready to go.
I forgot what I was talking about.
You can be in the moment.
Yeah.
When you're doing the stand up. Yeah, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can be right there on the cusp of everything, and you can be who you were meant to be. in your own mind. You know, you can make it.
Yeah, yeah. You can be who you want to be.
Because your opinions come across, your desires come across, your influences come across in your stand up if you're telling real stories.
Right.
It's going to be about you. Nobody else is going to have your story.
Yeah, that's obviously one of the principles of stand up comedy is not stealing people's shit. Like, don't steal people's shit.
Carlos Mencia.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan will whip your ass, buddy.
And right.
He called him out on stage. You hadn't seen Carlos Mencia since.
Yeah, it's not.
Who's the Deke to D now?
Well, because that's what you don't do. But one thing that they say
people.
is that nobody can copy your life. So if you just have your comedy about, it's where reality and absurdity meet together.
In the course of everyday living.
Yeah, that's the definition that I've heard.
Comedy is like your twist on it.
Mm-hmm.
Where your life rubs up against everyday life and the irony that you see in it and how you choose to look at it in that quirky little way you have. If you're a funny guy, if you laugh at, like, somebody farts in the elevator and you laugh, you're gonna get comedy. You know?
Yeah, somebody's gonna laugh.
If you got a stick in your ass and you don't ever have any fun, then this probably isn't for you.
Well, that's one thing.
But I hope you listen, because we'd probably break you out of your show.
Yeah, I mean, I know that's what it's doing for me. This YouTube channel is getting me used to talking.
It's making me do it.
Yeah,
where I didn't want to before.
Yeah, so it's
taking me out of my box. You got to be uncomfortable. You got to go in water that you never swam in before, and there might be some, like, crustaceans down there with your toes. You don't know what's going to be down there. It's something. Yeah. It's scary. I got a monster under my bed.
One of the great regrets is that I let that bad experience at Jazz and Jokes rob me, because that was like 5 years ago, 5 years ago.
Me too. Really.
And imagine how good I could be at stand-up comedy if I was doing it for 5 whole years. Like,
but see, now we know going into it.
Yeah.
You know, Joey Diaz likes to say, sometimes you gotta just eat dick. You go up there, you give your best shit, and everybody's like, dude, fuck you.
Yeah, you suck.
You suck, dude. I don't even like you, man. You're ugly, you're fat, fuck you. They don't even like nothing about you. You can't even buy them a drink afterwards. They're like, get the fuck out of my club.
Yeah, I'm out.
So you gotta take that and just go, who cares? And
yeah, well, it's super
come back
hard
with a different joke. Come back a different joke next week.
Try harder.
Yeah, so I mean, and I know personally being in a band, playing out or whatever, and people not liking you, and they boo from the crowd. You can't listen to that. You just keep playing. What do? If you're my guitar player, Jason Broderick, he turns the amp up.
No, hold on. Let's give Jason Broderick a shout out here. What's his company's name?
He has a record store in Cottontown, Tennessee called JTB's Groovy Record Room. You can go up there and buy all kinds of rare vinyl, T-shirts, custom T-shirts nobody has, like old bands like James Gang, Cactus, Van Halen, stuff like that. He's got all kind of old vintage records from Japan with the Obis on them, you know, real vintage OG Japanese pressings, really vintage rare stuff, good live recordings and stuff.
Yeah.
You go see him in Cottontown, Tennessee.
30 seconds slotney. Let's go. Anyway, Jason's a cool dude.
Jason, send your check.
You're right, yeah. Oh, trust me, we're going to retrograde charge you for that shit. Don't worry. Hey, if this hits 100 views, you owe me like 50 cents.
You owe me a soda?
You owe me a soda pop. Anyway, he had some really constructive criticism because this is our second time doing it. Right. Last week we were messing around and dicking around and freestyling and riffing. And he was like, "Man, you should do this. You should do that. Come from a more authentic." Because I was trying to be funny, which is fine.
Me too. And we don't really know if it's funny all the time.
Right. And we love valuable feedback. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like it, and then feel free to comment down below about what you think, what you would like to see. Because I'm a marketing major. I graduate in May 2018. And I understand the concept of polling and understanding, what people want. And that's what I want to give. Like, what kind of topics do you like to hear?
Find out what you want to hear, man.
Because
we'll talk about everything.
Here's the thing. I'm going to be doing future videos on my sobriety journey. I recorded one today on
your
meditation. Yeah, meditation.
Kundalini meditation.
Yeah. Well, I hadn't gone into Kundalini yet, but trust me, there's going to be one.
Well, you do the mind. What's it called?
Yeah, mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
Right. And by the way, that other type of meditation was, daggone it, Suzanne said it and she left. Transcendental meditation, TM, yes. Anyway, which is what Jerry Seinfeld does. And by the way, I love Jerry Seinfeld. All his stuff on Netflix, I love.
There's a popular song, Transcendental Meditation. Yeah.
I love all his stuff because he, as a comic, really works his craft of like what makes this funny, and I bet there's a joke in there somewhere, like how the way he explains it, I really get value out of.
He psychoanalyzes the.
Yeah, let's try to.
He psychoanalyzes the
joke, yeah, the bit
to break it down where it's going to hit everybody, how it's going to hit them. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course his show is like one of the most popular shows of all time, obviously.
Very smart, very witty dude, man.
So yeah, I just want to say first off, I'm doing these videos to a lot of my channels are just me practicing my skits and see what you guys think. Right. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. I get off on tangents. Please bear with me. That's why I meditate, because I'm just like blah, like my mind is all over the place because I had to try to
bring it into focus.
Yeah. So anyway, so I'm doing meditation, conspiracy theories, which I don't really think are even conspiracies at this point.
Right.
There's so many
things you're interested in that probably are true.
Maybe absolutely. True. It's comedy.
May not be, but
so I'm definitely not going to stop uploading my joke bits that I'm going to be doing at open mics. And I do it at open mics.
Let's just say I'm not worried about selling into an ice wall. So roads around, people. We already went to space.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, talking about different conspiracies. No, I just mean
flat Earth theory.
Nah, yeah. Let's not. Yeah. but
things like that.
But actual
Bigfoot, Loch Ness monster.
Yeah, like come on, I think we went to the moon.
Yeah, we went there.
But anyways, I'll do the videos, but I love to express myself and just grow as a person. That's what I'm trying to make 2018 about. We're hitting 30 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up my channel. We may still riff some on the podcast here, but. Everybody, this is Big Mike, Snack the Mac.
Good to meet you guys, man.
Big Mike.
Much love.
Much
love. Coming from East Nashville, Tennessee, baby.
Yeah, Nashville, man. We're growing. Titans won, by the way. You know what I'm saying? I don't know when you guys are watching it. By the time you watch this, we probably already got blown out. Or we may win the Super Bowl.
Yo, dog, when did your team quarterback throw a winning touchdown pass to himself?
He balled out. Guys, like and subscribe. Comment below. Peace.